So the standard I chose is actually point of view. It's a second grade language arts common core standard, which is in my content area of elementary education. It says acknowledge differences in the points of view of characters, including by speaking in a different voice for each character when reading dialogue aloud. Point of view is through whose eye the story is being told. I would start off my lesson by showing a YouTube video that covers point of view and voice. The main purpose of this particular video is to help students master Common Core state standards. And I'll show you just a few seconds to get a basis of better indication of what this video is all about.
Hi readers, today we're going to learn about different points of view. The point of view means which character is telling the story. We can also think about it as how the character is seeing what's happening in the story. For example, let's look at this little girl looking at a garden. What is her point of view? How does she see the flowers? Let's take a look. This is what the little girl sees. Now, let's pretend to be an ant in that very same garden. What would the flowers look like to the ant? Whoa, the flowers look so big and tall from the little ant's point of view. It's so different from how the girl saw the flowers. When we read a story, one way to know the point of view is to listen to who is speaking. We can even change our voice to match the character's voice. Let's read.
And you pretty much get the idea of that. Next, I would actually bring in an anchor chart into the lesson. I really like anchor charts because with second grade, I would probably honestly bring this in myself. But for higher grades like 4th, 5th grade, you could give them a content area to focus on and they can make their own anchor chart in groups. So basically for this one, of course, it's point of view. Different narrators can tell about the same events in a different way. For first person narrator is a character in the story, describes his or her feelings, thoughts, and some key words are I, me, my, and we. For third person, narrator is not part of the story, gives others feelings or thoughts. Some key words indicates it is a third person point of view is she, he, they, him, or her. And from an author's perspective or point of view, how the author thinks or feels about a topic. Some of the things to look for are key details the author states to show you their thoughts. The next thing that I would actually do for this lesson is to show an interactive PowerPoint that I actually got off of Teachers Pay Teachers. I really like this because it is interactive instead of just being a regular PowerPoint. So the kids can actually come up and get to use this little pin right here and actually interact and actually do some things and be really interactive with it. So of course this is first person, second person, third person. I'm the first person, I'm the second person, and I'm the third person. Think of yourself as a photographer and pronouns as your focus. So you're focusing in on the pronouns. First person Frida uses these pronouns. I, me, my, mine, we, us, our, ours. For second person, some of the pronouns to focus in on are you, your, and yourself. And for third person, some of the pronouns to focus in on are he, him, his, she, her, they, their, and them. Okay, and just as a photographer have students from capturing the best photo possible, procedures also exist for readers trying to determine the author's point of view. So to wrap up this lesson, I would actually give students an exit slip to end the lesson to see how much they've learned. And I really like this exit slip. It can be used as a bell ringer for the beginning of class or an exit slip at the end. And so as you scroll on down, the students each get a passage like this right here. And it just tells, like, this is first person point of view. And they would read through this passage, whether it be as a class or individually. And each person gets questions to answer. Like, for example, this first question, this story is told from the point of view of a first person narrator, and so on. And of course, it's a first person narrator. And that would be it.